Playing games that have you on rails can be very enjoyable. You know what to expect and how the game should be played. The perfect route, character build, and path can be planned to the letter, and you can just look up online exactly how to do it. While a sandbox game can have preferred methods of doing things, there's room for you to add your own flair and make your own story. But sometimes, while the game gives you all the tools to make your fun, they can forget to show you how or why you should be doing things in the game. I'm Buckland Fondue, and I'm going through my journey into the world of EVE Online. I've dabbled in some PvE combat, flew through the cosmos scanning down hidden treasures, I did a little mining, and even built my very own ship that I currently fly. I'm now off to see how epic one of these epic arcs can be, with an ending I really did not expect. As of now, this is not epic at all. It's so many jumps away. I'd actually looked at doing this earlier in the week, but the distance really put me off. But as soon as I had done the scanning portion of the air career program, this was the next goal on my list. I fitted my frigate and headed out. I never took a destroyer because it turns out these missions can actually be completed within your first week of playing, so I'd assumed if you can do it that early, then a frigate should be good enough. As a new player, I'd recommend going early, as it turns out this gives you a lot of money, which I'll touch more on later. Speaking of money, something I had to do to complete the scanning and exploration portion of the air career program was something called Project Discovery. It's something that can be done on the side at any time, even while warping to some far-off system. Well, on my long journey to begin these missions, I just did some Project Discovery. I don't really know its purpose. I think it was part of some kind of COVID-19 social experiment or something. Most importantly though, by plugging away at it, you can make millions of ISK while mid-flight. This single-handedly, just while doing it during the flight, paid for my frigate and all of its fittings. To do it, a cluster of dots will appear on the screen, and you will draw a box around where you believe each cluster originates. It also can award you with ship skins. I don't know what they look like because I haven't gotten one for any ship I fly yet, but I have got some. Upon finally arriving at my destination, I looked into what this whole thing is going to entail, and as for epic, it certainly has an epic amount of missions. I have to complete over 50 of these, which after seeing how much each mission rewards you, assuming you get the bonus reward as well for completing it in time, they're around 200,000 ISK per mission. If it pays that much the whole way through, you'll easily get over 10 million ISK for this. It may even have a big reward at the end, like a ship or something too, so it could be even more than that. If you're a new player, yeah, I definitely think this is worth it. I thought traveling here to begin these missions would be the end of my long journey. Oh, had I known. After every third mission or so, you'll be instructed to travel to another agent between 5 to 10 jumps away. I'm glad I brought the frigate. It's made things much quicker to get from place to place. But it does get you out and about in the universe. The long journeys were certainly amplified by my own actions, on sadly far too many occasions. On many missions, you'd be expected to take an item after accepting the mission and bring it to wherever you're going. Far too many times I would get somewhere only to find out I don't have the thing and have to turn around. Usually it tells you, hey, don't leave without this in your cargo hold, but if you're mentally on autopilot and just on a roll, yeah, you'll miss it. After having it grilled in my head, okay, look at the mission text, and if it says drop off, that means you put the thing in your hold first. On one particular mission it didn't. It said to pick up. I thought, okay, I'll go get it for you, pal. On many of those pick up or drop off missions, you don't have to kill a single enemy. You can just grab it or drop it off and fly out as soon as you got there. On this particular mission, I tried to do just that, but it wouldn't let me, so I thought, okay, I have to kill the enemies first. I killed them all and still couldn't open the box. Turns out I had to fit an analyzer on my ship first and hack the box. It got me one last time. As for the story, it had one. It was pretty good, especially for EVE standards. It even has a neat mechanic of occasionally letting you choose at the agent which route you wanted to take in that particular mission. At the very end, or the very near end, it had you choose which faction you wanted to ally with to finish it all up. I was assuming that by choosing the faction, this would be the game's way of knowing what ship to reward you with in the end. I chose Amar, of course, the best one. It wasn't a ship though, it was actually a good amount of standing with that faction, which is still good. As for the last boss, I couldn't kill it in my frigate, and God help me I tried. I was gonna have to go and get my destroyer and come back. More traveling. It was getting so late in the night at this point, and I was planning to call it here, but I was determined to finish this up as I was so near the end. When I got back to Amar, I remembered about the new destroyer ship I had just got for the login bonus for the new Capsuleer event that's going on. I thought, hey, this will be fun. I'll fly a ship that not only have I never flown before, but I've never even seen one. It was called the Sunessus, and it didn't take any skills to use. It didn't even have any skill bonuses to the ship's functions. It just had a roll bonus. I tossed on some fittings and off I went to fly this brand new ship and finish off this epic arc in epic fashion. Oh, what's this little foreshadowing timer? Whatever could this mean? And what's this on our journey back to complete the mission? A single portion of low sec to fly through? I've just been through here moments ago. Surely no one will be there. Surely no one would be in this single system looking for people at this time. This is a perfect time to be complacent and assume everything is fine. But everything wasn't fine. There was indeed a gate camp. Watch now as the poor soul hopes that someone else will come through and they'll go after them. But no. Watch now as he assumes he can warp away in time. But no. Now watch his last-ditch effort to crawl back to the gate he came through. But no. Our young cub has at least gotten away in his pod. As I said earlier, it was so late at this point, and I was already ready to turn off the game and go to bed. I thought, you know what? This is the perfect time to try again another day. It's the following day now. I want to talk about the gate camp. Now, I was mad, but I was mad at myself. This was easily avoidable. I just got careless. Well, in my defense, less careless and more clueless. If that is a defense. Because you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you've forgotten. So the next day, I did remember that there was some website somewhere that showed where killings happened in Eve. After some Googling, I found Zed Killboard. Here I was able to look up the system I was killed in. After looking this up, it was no wonder I got killed. I was lucky to have made it through the first time. This time, I put that system on my avoid list and looked where the alternative route would take me. Looking at this new system, far fewer deaths happened here. I also equipped a warp stabilizer on my ship this time. That way I could still warp away if there was only a warp disruptor used on me. After all that, I got to where I needed to be, killed the final boss, and completed the epic arc. All in all, this was fun. It was rewarding, it built story, I blew up, it had it all. Definitely recommend this to anyone new or perhaps anyone that just hasn't done it before. I'm excited to see what the Amar epic arc will be and what its reward will be. I'm not that far away from being able to do it, actually. I already have such a long list of things I want to do. Now I've got another one. Just add it to the list, I guess. As for that list, next is Abyssal Dead Space. I'm going to try something a little different for that one. I'm going to just hit record, and you'll get to see every bonehead decision and any confusion that comes from me trying to figure it out. And after that, find a corporation and jump into PvP. Well, that's it from me. See you out there.